So this next one comes to us from Liberty Hangout. You may remember them. They had an article a while back saying, remember the take a knee thing? They said that was actually a communist plot. They have made comments saying Joseph McCarthy did nothing wrong. They're just insane human beings. That's how I describe them as insane human beings. Well, they recently posted this on their Twitter. Communist rules for revolution. There are 8 levels of control that you must obtain before you are able to create a communist state. This is absolutely hilarious. I figured I'd read it. This isn't actually theirs, apparently. It came from a Facebook account called /capitalists or something. But I'm just going to start reading this because it's so funny. 1. Healthcare. Control healthcare, and you control the people. Oh no. Oh no. Poor people can get healthcare? Oh god, this is fascism already. I'm scared, guys. 2. Poverty. Increase the poverty level as high as possible. Poor people are easier to control and will not fight back if you are providing everything for them to live. Oh no, people are self-interested. I'm scared, guys. And here's the thing. The really funny thing is, if communism actually did do that, it would actually make sense to be a communist. You should probably focus on the part that communism doesn't do that very well, But even then, let's look at some facts. For instance, before Social Security, senior poverty was at 30%. After it's about 15%. There are a lot of libertarians who love to mention how, the poverty rate was just dropping just before Johnson issued a war on poverty. Well, meanwhile, we've had, at least 2 recessions I can think of, the savings and loans crash and Great Recession. Those were both atrocious. If there wasn't any welfare, you think the poverty rate wouldn't have shot right back up? You really think so? And if anything, that's the most common argument, that poor people are easy to control. That is the most common argument used against capitalism, and it is capitalists who are using it. That is hilarious to me. 3. Debt. Yes, those communist mortgage companies. Increase the debt to an unsustainable level. That way you are able to increase taxes, and this will produce more poverty. Okay. Well, 1, you're assuming a responsible government would actually handle the debt. But for that matter, you know what actually happened when countries got debt? Look at what happened when Greece got a really high debt rate, for instance, and investors started pulling out in, I think, 2010. They had to start getting under control, and they had to become less socialist, not more socialist. So, again, you just don't understand anything. 4. Gun control. Remove the ability to defend themselves from the government. That way, you are able to create a police state. If you believe you are on even playing field with the government, unless you own a tank, you are genuinely, I don't want to say idiotic, but you're genuinely delusional. The fact is, if the SWAT team busts through your door tomorrow, at best you're going to take a couple of them down with you. But you aren't holding a second American Revolution right then and there. I can guarantee you that. Number 5, welfare. Take control of every aspect of their lives. I already debunked this one with number 2. So I'm just going to ignore this one. Number 6, take control of education. Take control of what people read and listen to. Take control of what children learn in school. You see, when they were teaching your kids how to count, they were actually indoctrinating them to go along with the government agenda. Little known fact. I won't even argue that there are problems in the school system, but it's not that it's a plot by the government to indoctrinate your kids, really. No, you're just... 7. Religion. Remove the belief in the God from the government and schools. Thomas Jefferson, a true communist. But even they just mentioned, by the way, indoctrination. It's like, what do they think it would be if they put it in the schools like they mentioned? They really think it wouldn't be indoctrination? Do these people really not remember how common it was, and it still is from time to time, for these politicians to say, God told me to? Just Ted Cruz just went out there a few years back and said that God told him to kill the leader of Iran if he became president, and God told him to run for president in the first place, apparently. And just, oh God, it just went on and on. Number 8, class warfare. Divide the people into wealthy and the poor. Okay, here's the thing. In a capitalist economy, there are wealthy people and poor people. It's just an objective fact. And you kind of have to have some division between them, because one can have a lot more products than the other. I'm just going to be honest, the idea of class warfare is extremely idiotic, and if anyone ever uses that term unironically, they more than likely are either trying to scare you or just have no clue what they're talking about. This will cause more discontent, and it will be easier to tax the wealthy with the support of the poor. Oh no. Progressive taxation is getting support from people. I'm scared, guys. But yeah, I just thought this was funny. I'm Ephrom, and good night.